Oh, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you'd find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good tasting a cigarette can be.
Bro, where is this kid? Oh, hey everyone, hey everyone. I'm your host today on SNL 50, Harder Kerman, and with my buddy here, Stu.
The country is in a time of change. The polio epidemic is coming to an end, and we have new colored TVs. So here on SNL 50, we have a good show for you guys tonight. We are having a skit on the Korean War, and we're going to show you what the average 50s household looks like.
In addition to what my friend here, Stu, said, the Yankees three-peated. Yes, they three-peated. We got a knuckle sandwich of a boxing match. We have a nice news segment, and we have a presidential debate.
You know, I'm quite thirsty.
I'm quite parched.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Look at this.
perfect.
A Coke.
nice refreshing
Perfect.
drink. Coca-Cola.
Thank you to our sponsor, Coke, for sponsoring today's section.
Lego is here. Hey, kids, look. A whole new world to build. 'Cause Lego is here.
This young boy had such fun. He used Lego one by one. With an knick-knack, paddywhack, built himself a plane. This young boy glad Lego came.
Lego, a whole new world to build.
This young girl had such fun. She used Lego one by one. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, built a house of grand. This young girl's a Lego fan.
Build hotels, animals, people, boats, skyscrapers, and more. So kids, get your Lego set now at department and toy stores everywhere. Lego, the sensation of Europe, now made in America by Samsonite, who make it better for longer lasting fun.
Yankee Stadium, where Rocky Marciano is ready to defend his World Heavyweight Championship against former champion Ezzard Charles. This is the biggest fistic battle of the year, and the setting is just about perfect. It's a cool summery evening with nearly 50,000 fight fans inside the huge ballpark. General Douglas MacArthur is here with General John Reed Kilpatrick at left, president of Madison Square Garden. The lady in the center there is Mrs. Ezzard Charles, wife of the challenger. Giant manager Leo DeRocher and his wife Lorraine Day are also ringsiders as announcer Johnny Addy makes his introduction.
Main event, 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world, presented by the International Boxing Club, James D. Norris, President. The principals, introducing from Cincinnati, Ohio, wearing white trunks, weighing 185.5, the challenger and former heavyweight champion of the world, Ezzard Charles. Charles. And his opponent from Brockton, Massachusetts, wearing black trunks, weighing 187 and a half heavyweight champion of the world, Rocky Marciano.
Let me try this guy quickly. Look at this. He's strong inside. You better do this in for some fight. This guy isn't
Oh, get on! Get on! You want someone? You want someone? Come and get it! Come and get it!
Now he has the chance.
And they're giving it all they had to the final second. 15 rounds of battling for the most coveted title of the ring. The decision is up to the officials, of course, but let's listen with the 50,000 fans in Yankee Stadium to Johnny Addy announce their verdict.
Scores it 8-6, 1 even, favor of Marciano. Judge Ani Aidala scores it 8-5, 2 even, favor of Marciano. That was Ruby, wait a minute. That was Ruby Goldstein's vote, 8-5 and 2 even. His judge, Adi Aidala, scores it 9-5, 1 even, favor of Marciano. Winner by unanimous decision, and still the heavyweight champion of the world, Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano, how do you feel about today's title defense in your match?
You know, good. We boxed all we could. I gave it my all. I became victorious, thankfully, so shout out to my sponsor, Coca-Cola.
Ezzard Charles, how do you feel about your unfortunate loss against the undisputed heavyweight champion?
I feel like a party pooper, and I got knuckle sandwiched. That's all I gotta say.
Well, that's all for tonight, folks.
Science couldn't explain it, but there it was, alive in the deep, deep waters of the Amazon. A throwback to a creature that had existed 100 million years ago, immensely strong and destructive. A woman's beauty, the bait that brought it out of its lair. See underwater thrills never photographed before. See titanic underwater battles never dreamed of before in this most terrifying of the science fiction adventures.
Was a scoreless pitching duel between Allie Reynolds and Don Newcomb. Tommy Henrik batted in the bottom of the ninth. Henrik delivered the kind of clutch blow that typified his career. Brooklyn, and especially Newcomb, never recovered as the Yankees won the series in 5.
May the 30th, doubleheader against the Minnesota Twins. First game at 1. Here's the payoff pitch. This is it! There it goes! It's out of here! is it! There it goes! It's out of here! May the 30th doubleheader against the Minnesota Twins. First game at 1. Here's the payoff pitch. This is it! There it goes! It's out of here!
Introducing the world's newest, silliest, and hamburger-eatingest clown, Ronald McDonald. Now, where is that clown? Oh, Ronald! Hey, Ronald!
Here I am, kid. Hey, isn't watching TV fun? Especially when you got delicious McDonald's hamburgers.
Ronald, you can't be on TV and watch it at the same time. Now, come on and meet the boys and girls.
Oh, we've already met. I know we're going to be friends, too, because I like to do everything boys and girls like to do. Especially when it comes to eating those delicious McDonald's hamburgers. A magic tray here keeps me well supplied. McDonald's hamburgers, French fries, and milkshakes. Watch for me on TV. We'll have lots of fun. He's Ronald McDonald, the hamburger happy clown. A McDonald's drive-in restaurant is his favorite place in town.
Night out with the guys. Buckle up, everybody. Gotta make sure we're safe. Going to the drive-in movie theater
And McDonald's.
The drive-in movie takes care of everything. Courtship, babysitting, shelter, Marilyn Monroe, food and drink.
Oh no, we need one blanket.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
While I've been away, they brought in this new thing, this new wrinkled colored television. Oh, that's really going to be something. Now when you're squinting at your television set, you can go blind in 6 delicious flavors.
Hey, Papa, don't you think these color TVs are cool?
They sure are, son.
We would have been content.
Wow! I saw color TV, RCA Victor color TV. I know what I've been missing now. Wow! I saw color TV. Gosh! The color is true. Her hair so red, her eyes so blue. It's just as though she's there with you. Gosh! The color is true. And now is the time for you to get an RCA Victor color set. Easy to tune as it can be. And great for black and white TV. Wow! I bought color TV. Dependable, natural color TV. In our home there's color now. Wow! We own color TV. Wow!
We'll see all the color shows now.
RCA, the most trusted name in television.
I bet 2.
I call. I call. Call.
Check. 4.
4. Fold.
I call. Go. Check.
Check.
Off his back.
Check.
Action on Mabuchi.
Police.
He's all in.
I call.
Phillips turns over a
Check it.
royal flush. Mabuchi, quad aces. You gotta be kidding me. Quad aces, your last hand of the main event. What a way to hit the rail. There's nothing more ultimate than that.
Who can you trust? This time I'm really gonna kick it. I'm gonna kick the habit. This is the end of all my faults! Ugh!
And now for the surprise.
This is the SNL 50 News segment presented by Coca-Cola, hosted by Harder Kerman and Stu. Now, on our news segment, we have many new things to share with you guys. We have the new magazine called Playboy, more commonly known as we like to call it Playboy Jack. Now, on the next thing, we have the FBI Blacklist, where some of the most dangerous criminals are on this list for the FBI to hunt down. We also are now in the atomic age. Now that since the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we are now in a new world where atomic bombs are a very real reality. Next, we have TV dinners. If you want to enjoy yourself at home, we can now have dinner in front of your TV on your couch. Have fun with that. We have now a new scary thing, the Red Menace. Communism is now spreading throughout the world, and this could be a very big problem for the United States as we very much oppose communism. Handing it off to Harder Kerman.
New civil rights movement striking the U.S. with Rosa Parks. She refused to give her seat up to a white person, creating the Montgomery bus boycott. It makes waves during the U.S. On that note, we don't have segregation anymore in the U.S. But on a better note, Alaska and Hawaii are now your 49th and 50th states. Congrats to them, but also, you're welcome. We saved you. Handing it back off to Stu.
Wow. It's now a sad day for the Hollywood community. Actor James Dean has died, sadly too early, at 24 years old. He had a very short career in Hollywood, only lasting 5 years. Moving on to the next thing, we now have seatbelts mandated by the government. Stay safe out there with your seatbelts. Handing it off to Carter Herman.
Introducing Disneyland. It's the new family attraction down in Orlando, Florida. If you want whiplash, go there. It's pretty cool.
I know I'm definitely gonna go there. New things. Polio vaccine has now been discovered and now is being distributed throughout the U.S. Next thing is Fidel Castro, the communist dictator, has taken over Cuba. That is no good. We need to solve that. Next, we have Brown versus the board. Segregation in schools has been a big problem in the United States for a long time. There is now 5 class action lawsuits to solve this problem. We'll keep you tuned on what happens there.
The 1950s were a time of change in America. The country was recovering from World War II, entering the Cold War, and embracing the rise of television as a cultural force. But one event in this decade set a new precedent way that political candidates would interact with the public. By the 1950s, television has become the most influential medium for communication. In the early part of the decade, debates were still a novelty, but that changed in 1952 when both political parties saw the potential of TV as a tool to reach voters. This decade marked the beginning of televised presidential debates, a game-changing moment in American politics. In 1952, the first televised presidential debates were held between Republican candidate Dwight D. Eisenhower and Democrat Adlai Stevenson. Though the debates weren't officially part of the election campaign, their influence was undeniable. Eisenhower, a war hero, a popular general, used his calm, confident demeanor to great effect, while Stevenson, a gifted orator, struggled to convey his message in the limited TV format. This was the moment when the power of television as a political tool began to emerge. The visual element became just as important as the candidate's policies. Eisenhower's ability to connect with the camera, while Stevenson's reliance on complex rhetoric didn't translate as well to the medium, played a crucial role in the outcome. Television transformed the way Americans engaged with politics. For the first time, voters could watch candidates in real time, observe their body language, their tone, and how they carried themselves. This wasn't just about policy anymore, it was about image. The debates of the 1950s paved the way for future televised showdowns. In fact, the first truly high-stakes presidential debate came in 1960 when John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon squared off. But without the 1950 debates, especially the Eisenhower and Stevenson face-offs, the political world would never have been ready for the Kennedy-Nixon moment that would electrify the nation just 8 years later. The media's role in shaping public perception was solidified in the 1950s. The Eisenhower-Stevenson debates weren't just seen by the audience in front of the television. Newspaper reports and radio broadcasts amplified the event. For the first time, a single televised image shaped... I'm leaving that. Yeah. The media's role in shaping the public perception was solidified in the 1950s. The Eisenhower-Stevenson debates weren't just seen by the audience in front of the television. Newspaper reports and radio broadcasts amplified the event. For the first time, a single televised event could shape a nation's understanding of a candidate's ability to lead. In the years that followed, television would grow even more influential. The candidates who excelled on TV could now connect directly with millions of voters, making it an essential platform for any politician who hoped to win office. In the end, the presidential debates of the 1950s changed the landscape of American politics forever. They marked the beginning of a new era where the image of a candidate mattered as much as their policies. It was the birth of a new kind of democracy, one shaped by the flicker of a television screen. The impact of those early debates continues to echo today as candidates face off on our screens, shaping our votes, our perceptions, and the future of our country.
Brown versus the Board of Education. In 1954, Brown versus the Board of Education was a court case that decided that segregation in schools was unconstitutional. In the end, they did win and segregation in schools was banned, but it was a long and steep road through there. Southern states, many resisted, until there was 9 black students who decided to go attend a white school in Arkansas. It was so bad, there was such resistance against them that the president had to send army and military to protect them into their school. It wasn't all smooth for all the states. Change was very slow for a lot of states. Some schools followed the ruling, but many ignored it for years. It took more protests and laws to force real change. The civil rights movement grew off of this, and this case inspired more people to fight for the equal rights, and leaders like Martin Luther King pushed for more change. Why it matters is Brown versus the Board is a big step for equality in the 1950s, but many people resisted, but the persistence of all these people back in the 1950s led to the civil rights movement taking more steam into the 60s. There was a new thing in the 1950s called the Red Menace. This was the widespread fear of the spread of communism. This Red Menace led to the start of the Cold War with the Soviet Union. The US was so scared of this that even senators were sending out campaigns to find out suspected communists in the country. Many people were accused without proof, leading to ruined careers and lives all across the country. The HUAC hearings, the House Un-American Activities Committee, investigated and suspected communists, especially in Hollywood. Actors, writers, and directors were blacklisted and banned from working. Spies and cases in public panic. Americans just feared the Soviet spies were everywhere. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed in 1950 for allegedly giving nuclear secrets to the Soviet Union. Cold War tensions grew off of this as the U.S. built military and nuclear weapons to compete with the Soviet Union. Schools held duck and cover drills to prepare for possible nuclear attacks. The impact of the Red Menace, many innocent people lost their jobs and were accused falsely. Fear of communism influenced politics and foreign policies for decades. By the late 1950s, McCarthy lost credibility and the panic started to fade. The Red Menace shaped the 1950s in America, making it a time of paranoia and the government taking over people's houses and lives just off the fear of communism spreading. That is the end of SNL 50, and thank you for watching, and enjoy some bloopers that we had throughout the way.
God damn it! Introducing Disneyland. It's a new family attraction if you want to go on vacation or just have a little fun, chill day with your family. Go on over to Disneyland if you want to be a cool cat. All right? So, if you want to be a cool cat, go to Disneyland. It's the new attraction. Yeah, so basically you go on rides the entire time, and if you want a new family fun thing to go to Disneyland. Highly recommend. Might give you whiplash, but it's fun. Handing it back over to Stu.
More political things happening down south. Cuba has now been taken over by Fidel Castro. That is no good, as he is a communist dictator, and he took over Cuba. Last thing, big things happening in the U.S. with Brown versus the Board. I don't remember what happened.
There's a new civil rights movement by Rosa Parks. She did not sit in the.
This is the SNL 50 news segment, hosted by Harder Kerman. And here's our SNL 50 news segment. Me and her. What is your? Here on the SNL 50 news segment, the FBI wanted list, or the FBI blacklist, where some of the most dangerous criminals are on this list. Where some of the most wanted criminals with dangerous pasts are now on this list to be wanted by the FBI.
You said FBA.
FBI blacklist, where some of the most wanted criminals in the United States are now on this and have a high... Oh, shoot. I don't know what to say.
Rocky Marciano, how do you feel about your title defense in today's match?
You know, it was really good. We Long and hard.
Rocky Marciano, how do you feel about your today's title defense against your... What do I even say? Go. Rocky Marciano, how do you feel about today's match and today's title defense with your... Okay. We're running that...
You know... Got a knuckle sandwich of a boxing match. We got a nice little news segment. Fuck, bro. To addition... said. So we have a Yankees three-peat. They three-peated. No.
And we're going to show you what the average 50s household looks like.
In addition to that... Okay.
And it starts off with the new deep inside of the Korean War and the average 50s house. Really good skits coming up with a deep dive into the Korean War and what the average 50s house looked like. We have a great...
Let's go. I'm gonna start whacking it for you if you keep going like that. I'm gonna start jerking it. God damn it.
Blackjack. Frick, no. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Shut up! That's not funny. What are you tweaking about?
No, it's nothing funny.
Just look at that studio.